Welcome to the first Motivational Mondays, a series of editorial videos about finding the big impact in small ideas. To start off, I think I owe you kind of an explanation as to why these videos are going to exist, and it's a selfish reason. The original idea for this channel was to be about the city of New Orleans, short love letters to my hometown for locals and tourists, so that eventually I could branch out into the larger world of travel vlogging. And prior to the stay-at-home order of this town, I had started preparing for this task. My phone is full of notes for ideas of different videos that could be fun and informative. I was going to invite friends along and have them be part of the experiences, like Scott showing you the best places to take photos in the city, Ovi telling you his favorite burger spots, and his wife doing the same thing for ramen. I bought an Osmo Pocket camera so that I could always have something ready to record good video, especially since I was going to be taking a trip to Paris and London in May. Things happen, and here we are, unable to do all those things. And it affected me more than I realized. Now, the thing you should know about me is that I can often be very zen about things. Stuff happens, I roll with it. I take it in stride. I move on and I heal. I stupidly tend to do this on my own, and that's a choice. Don't bother others with my dark clouds, etc. There have been a few times where I couldn't handle things on my own, and the last time I tried something I hadn't done before, I let someone know what I was feeling. I talked about it, and what should have been obvious to me happened. It helped. The flip side of this is that sometimes you don't realize you're having a hard time. It's odd. You're sure you have it all under control until you don't. And that's what happened. The best way I could describe it was that I was feeling ineffective and helpless. Ineffective because all those things that I had wanted to do before now seemed daunting. And helpless because now I had to worry about the health of relatives and friends, the trip possibly being canceled, and a series of events that seemed like my metaphorical rear end was the perfect height for kicking. In the midst of all that, there's the echo chamber. People pulled apart when they should be united, and we'll come back to that. But at the end of it all, it affected me profoundly, and I had to lean on some people like Heather, who told me every day to be the me that she knew that I was. So, I made an existential decision. I needed to create, and I needed to connect. So I started a photography challenge. And at first it was intended to be people from work, but then I decided that if I needed this, then maybe other people did too. So I expanded it. Suddenly, things changed exponentially. If I was going to be taking photos every day, I revived an idea that I had presented to my friend Scott a while back for his I Heart NOLA Instagram account. I suggested that he maybe do some videos behind the scenes of the photos he posted. We never got around to trying it. So if I was going to be taking photos every day and I had a need to cut my teeth making videos for public consumption, here we are. I started to use this time to hone my skills in expressing myself in several types of media. I can now take photos, make videos, write scripts, and make art that would all touch each other. Through all this, I was reading two books. The first was The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek, and the other was The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Handselman. Both, in different ways, are books about motivation and inspiration. The Daily Stoic has a one-page essay for each day of the year that is written about a quote from a philosopher. The Infinite Game is about applying the concept of having a just cause to long-term strategies instead of focusing on short-term gains. I sent a few excerpts from The Infinite Game to Scott and my friend Liz, and one of the things that Sinek discussed was the concept of having a worthy rival. Instead of devaluing someone's contribution, no matter how morally reprehensible you find them or their methods, seeing value in them not as an enemy, but as a rival who always challenges you to do better. The example he used was when IBM entered the home computer industry, and Apple responded by taking out an ad in the Wall Street Journal sincerely welcoming them to the industry. It ended with the sentence, "Welcome to the task." Now think about that sentence for a bit. While the task then was getting people to think differently and advance the human capability to create and work using technology, that invitation can apply to many spheres. I remember growing up, you could only afford to have one game system, so you either chose Nintendo or you chose Sega, and whichever one you chose was the best. You thought it was the best because it was the one you had, and you would argue with people with the passion of someone arguing rival sports teams. And it seems like this way of thinking has infiltrated all facets of society. We define ourselves by political party, religious affiliation, which comic book companies' movies we like better. Half the time, we aren't even aware we're doing it. Confirmation bias and tunnel vision make companions of us, and suddenly we fail to see our worthy rivals as anything other than enemies. They must be defective to think the way that they think because they don't agree with our thoughts. The truth is we both have the same goals. We just have different ideas of how to get there. So this Monday I welcome you to this task, to help me be better than I am, to be a worthy rival. We can't be afraid of ideas that contradict us. We all want to be right. There's security in feeling like we're certain. But there's freedom in knowing that you're not certain at all. We all chase perfection. This is fine. We should. However, we all need to accept the truth that perfection is unattainable, and that is just fine. It might seem like the bar is always raised the closer you get to it, and that's because it is. It's never about achieving that perfect state. It's about continual improvement, the infinite game of human progression. Are you better than you were the day before? Are you kinder? Did you inspire? That's the task. At least that's the task as I see it. So this week, try to think differently. Try to find your worthy rivals. Try to be better than you were yesterday. Try to be kinder. Try to inspire. And then do it again and again and again. Thank you for listening for however long you did today. I hope it is a good one. Take care. Have a great day.